Hi there! In this short video, we're going to take a look at the documents you will receive during your free Liberator AAC loan. We will have a think about how we can use them to get the most out of your AAC loan. At various stages of your Liberator loan, you will receive documents from us which are designed to support your loan experience. These will be provided in a fillable PDF format, so the choice is yours as to whether you wish to complete the form on your computer or print the form out. If you're looking for information on a specific document, you can forward to the relevant part of the video. Or if you're after a general overview, grab your brew, put your feet up and enjoy the next few minutes as we take a look together. When your loan is first booked, you will receive the document Preparing for your loan. This document is intended to give you some information on how you can make the most of your AAC loan. It encourages you to think about 4 key things which will really have an impact on the success of the loan. The first thing is, who is going to use the device with the individual? These people will be the key communication partners for the loan, and they will be responsible for supporting use of the device. It's important these people are included in the loan setup so they are familiar with the basics of the AAC device you are loaning and feel comfortable with using the device. The second is the goals for the loan, i.e. what do you hope to achieve in the time that you loan the AAC device. This document will give you some information on how we can set goals which will have an impact, but are also achievable in the short time you are loaning the device. Third is thinking about when the device is going to be used. It's important to identify key times when you plan to use the device and to write these down so you can commit to them. And finally, who is going to be responsible for the device during the loan? This tends to link closely with the identified key communication partners, but is a tad more specific. The Preparing for Your Loan checklist is simply a prompt to help you stay on track when thinking about your loan. It provides an at-a-glance consideration of all the things that are in your first document and can be useful as a point of reference when completing your loan planner. It may be that you want to have a look at your loan planner prior to your loan setup meeting, and this is okay. Let's take a look at one now. The loan planner is designed to summarise all of the important information relating to the loan and is useful to make sure that everyone supporting the loan is on the same page. As mentioned earlier, you may want to start completing this before your loan setup meeting. However, your Liberator consultant will take time to go through the planner with you as well. Let's have a look at an example of what a completed loan planner may look like. So let's look at a completed loan planner form now. This form is for a young man called Patrick who's going to be trialling an iPad with Lamp Words for Life. He's trialling it for 2 weeks and the loan setup is on the second day of that trial and it's in person. 3 goals were set for the duration of the trial. Firstly, that Patrick would participate in activities with his communication partner who would model more, stop, again and go. Secondly, that following an adult prompt, he would use more on his talker within a motivating activity on 5 out of 10 occasions by the end of the loan. And finally, that following an adult prompt, he would use again within a motivating activity on 5 out of 10 occasions by the end of the loan. All 3 goals were felt to be linguistic, and this was felt to be more than enough for Patrick for this short loan. In terms of key times the device was going to be used, it was agreed that within school day, first thing in the morning when Patrick completed his sensory diet activities would be a great time for his support worker Tom to work with him using the iPad. Tom was also going to work with him on the iPad at the end of the day when free play was available. During weekdays at home after tea, Mum and Dad were going to try and work with Patrick with the iPad when they had some playtime together. And at weekends when the family regularly went to the park in the afternoon, this was felt to be a great opportunity to use the iPad while they were on the swings. Mum and his rebound therapist were going to support him during his weekly rebound session. And during his weekly speech therapy session with Emma, he was going to also use the device. In terms of taking responsibilities, Mum and Dad had agreed to charge the device each day, and Mum was going to make sure the device is in the client's bag in the morning. Tom was going to make sure the device got sent home from school each day, and also was going to take responsibility for cleaning the device screen. Emma, his speech therapist, was going to pack up the device at the end of the loan and have it ready for collection, and she was going to complete the loan feedback in conjunction with everyone else who'd used the iPad with Patrick. During your loan setup meeting, your Liberator consultant will also go through your loan setup checklist. This document provides you with a record of your session in addition to any significant information which is discussed. You'll be given a copy of the checklist for your records, and on here you'll also be able to find contact details for your consultant should you need support during the loan. Let's take a look at a completed form now. So let's take a look at the loan setup checklist from Patrick's meeting. As you can see, the date of the setup was the second day of his device loan, and it was attended by Emily, the consultant, Tom, his support assistant, Mum and Emma, the speech therapist. And during that session, everyone who attended was shown the basic operational functions. They were shown the vocabulary and how to navigate through it, and were signposted to some resources which could support them further. They were shown useful tools in the vocabulary, including the vocabulary builder. The loan planning form was completed. Data logging using Realise was discussed, and so data logging was turned on. The loan feedback form was looked at, and Emma agreed to coordinate a Zoom call with Mum and Tom at the end of the loan to complete the form. And finally, useful numbers were shared with the team. The loan diary is designed to provide a record of the loan which you can then use to support future applications for funding. You can also use it as a tool to evaluate the efficacy of the loan and identify potential alterations which need to be made to the system you trialled. You can use your completed diary to look at how the use of the AAC device varied across the day and identify times when use was more successful than others. You don't need to go into too much detail in your diary, just try to note the key information and times. It may be that each communication partner takes a copy of their own diary which they complete, and at the end of the trial, you can collate your resources. Let's have a look at a completed loan diary now. So let's take a look at a loan diary now which has some entries in it. As you can see here, we have some entries from Tom during Patrick's loan. On each day, Tom's recorded the date and time of the activity, what happened, what the activity was, and any comments about how successful the session was. And as you can see, as the form progresses, you can see that Patrick is gradually beginning to engage with the talker. As this continues to be completed during the loan, more and more evidence will be gained about the success of the loan, which can be used to make future decisions about appropriate devices and any modifications which may need to be made. Finally, your loan feedback form will be the last document you receive as part of your loan experience. The feedback form is a useful tool to evaluate the success of the loan, and in conjunction with your Liberator consultant, the loan feedback can be used to establish if slight modifications to the system you trialled may offer increased successes. It's really important that you're honest in your feedback, as here at Team Liberator we welcome all feedback, good or bad, and ensure that wherever possible we can improve what we do. You can complete the feedback form yourself, or you can complete it with your Liberator consultant at the end of the loan. Let's have a look now at the completed loan feedback form, which was completed at the end of Patrick's loan by Emma, Tom and Mum. Generally the trial went well and they were happy with the device. They did feel that he could cope with a smaller screen, and that generally a smaller device may have been easier. They didn't feel that he actually needed a keyguard, but generally everything had gone well. This information was really useful as it allowed further decisions to be made about whether an iPad mini would be more appropriate, and this could then be looked at in due course. Hopefully you feel more confident now at completing the documents that you will receive during your loan experience. If you have any questions about any of the resources we've looked at today, or would like more support to use them, you can contact your local Liberator consultant or our main office and we will be happy to help you. I hope that you enjoy your Liberator loan and it has all the successes you're hoping for.